everyone. Welcome back to the Stay at Home Bookkeeper Academy podcast, where we will be talking real talk, where we learn about the good, the bad, and the ugly of being an entrepreneur, running your own business, having a bookkeeping business. And so we talk real here today. And I am really excited to have my dear friend, Sarah Jenkins, here today. She's going to be sharing with us what it's like to be running multi-million dollar businesses, have over 120 employees, still manage a family with 4 children at home, and still be the most amazing human being that she is. So we're excited to kick things off. Here you are with our one and only Sarah Jenkins. Welcome to the Stay at Home Bookkeeper Academy podcast, where we're going to be talking about real talk. And I could not be more excited about today because my dear friend Sarah Jenkins is here. And I'll tell you, in the space of entrepreneurs and being a female entrepreneur, she is one of the most badasses that you can get out there. She's so amazing. She's got so much that she's accomplishing. And so, welcome, Sarah. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. I love that you say nice things about me. That's a great start.
Well, I'll tell you what, because here at the State Home Bookkeeper Academy, we have so many people that are mostly, a lot of them are female, but we have men too. We have all ages, but everyone's starting out in their entrepreneurial journey. Some maybe at different points, but you've been there too. You started out, you faced all these different roadblocks and overcame them. I've never seen anyone that's overcome adversity as much as you, regardless. And so I kind of want to just hear a little bit about you and let our audience know how incredible you truly are. So, why don't you start with a little bit about your journey?
Well, that's a very impressive opening. I hope I deliver. No, I've been through. I can start with, hey, I was born in a small Michigan, Detroit family from Canada, and my parents raised me in this what's now labeled a cult, from Happy Shining People from IBLP, and then in Amway when I was 7. And I think that gave me a really great start to entrepreneurship and thinking for myself. Then from there, my mom asked me, like, we're homeschooled, and she was mad at me. I'm obviously not behaving or anything like that. So she's like, what are you going to do with your life? And I was like, I'm going to own a business. She's like, oh, really? Okay. And she got me a job at a little personal boutique of a girlfriend of ours from church. And she taught me everything from owning the business, leases, corporate salaries, COD, when a package comes in, you pay for the shipping, like all the things you could learn to do at a physical store element. She taught me at 15, 16, 17. I was there for a few years. And she was a great mentor, and my parents set me up for success. And even in Amway, we're on multi millionaires backstage. And I was like, oh, well, I know them. We've been to their house. Like, if they can do it, I think I can do it. So we did that. At 19, I got my college and I both agreed I shouldn't go anymore. And I went to California at 19 and met my first husband, and we started personal training business, which did really, really well. We were one of the first ones on the internet for SEO for Orange County. SoCal Workout was the #1 website in Orange County. So we learned about the internets pretty early. And then when that became more successful, we thought, hey, why not teach fitness marketers how to do what we did? Learn about the internet, SEO, how you can present your services, copywriting on a long form sales page. All the stuff that's like beginner 101, we learned. And then we split, and I then married Andy Jenkins, who's very prominent in internet marketing. That's where we learned a lot of our stuff anyway. So it was really fun. And we did the Video Boss 2.0, Traffic Genesis, Marketing Genesis, a bunch of products. And they said, hey, for all these things that we do, for 8 hours of on the internet video time, it's $100,000. Like, what if we said, with Video Boss, even his first product was, how do you make more money than anything through video? So we designed Webinar Jam to be that first software company we've owned. And it was how to get in the hands of internet marketers affordable video. And from there, we designed Cartra, the shopping cart, because we needed to sell Webinar Jam. And to sell Webinar Jam, we need a funnel, we need a landing page, we need a shopping cart, we need membership sites, we need affiliate. We designed all of that in Cartra. And that has been going really well. But then, unfortunately, Andy got cancer and passed away in 2019, end of 2019. But he and I have this great thing that we started. We have a great family. We've got these 4 kids, and I'm like, you know what? I can duck my head and go get depressed, or I can get up and start my day. Who else is going to care for these kids but me? Who else is going to care for the employees and their families and those wives that work from home that have kids at home? That was my number one objective of we went work from home in 2014. I was like, we need to give those moms at home with a little 2-year-old something to do that they can earn money for home and still do a great job. So that's a lot of our staff. And then I kept that going. Um, when what do you do to get through your day when you just lost your husband and get up anyway? I don't know if that
Well,
helps.
let me ask you that. Like, so when everything's on the line, because you have so many incredible business, I mean, very large businesses, so much is on the line. How do you manage stress or pressure when you know that everything's on the line like that?
Oh man. If you've got people in your company, like the pressure when Annie passed away, it hit me. The pressure he must have been under. Like I did not understand. If we've got 120 employees, every single one of those employees is usually the breadwinner. So I'm like, that pressure on me, if I fail in Andy's position and in our business, if I fail to pick up the slack, that mom doesn't have income for her family. If she's single mom or she's married and the dad is somewhere else or he's working or he's at home with the kids. I don't care. I worry about each family in our company that I knew. So I didn't have a choice. Like Joe Weldon from Joe Polish's mastermind asked me, he's helping me about speaking. I hired him as a speaking coach. He's like, what do you do when someone says, how do you get up off the floor when you're, crying your eyes out or just don't want to move? I was like, well, you get up. He's like, why? I was like, because you don't have a choice. Did I have a choice? No. I have 4 of my own kids, and anyone that works for me usually has kids and they want to work from home for a reason. So the pressure was intense, but I got my butt up and got to work.
So here's a question that I think a lot of people haven't, and I've known you for so many years, and I've just seen the incredible progress that you've made and success that you've hit. But how do you, or I guess what would you say is how's your definition of success changed over the last couple years?
I said there is no such thing as business personal balance, but that's okay because when you do all in business for like 3 weeks, like head down, get up at 6, go to bed at midnight, whatever, working your butt off, then you can take a lot of times if you've done it well, you can take a week of nothing. You can be like, I'm out, I've abandoned everything, and it survives because you did all of that initial setup. It's like steps, right?
Right.
Um, but I don't know. I'm just there's no such thing as balance, but what is your motivator? Is it more money? I don't need more money. I need my family to be taken care of. So it's not just me, it's all of my children. Whatever I have is going to go to them. Whatever they need for college, I have to have ready. Whatever they need if, my daughter broke her car or crashed into something as usual, I have to be ready. And then extended
Love that.
family, if anyone needs something from me, I will do my best to be there for them, give them a job, give them a loan, something. I want to be there and ready for whoever in my life and love makes me happy. Like it makes me happy to give back. So that's my main motivator, and my family is safe and secure.
So for someone that's so successful and you are incredibly successful, you're probably one of the most grounded people I've ever met. And I want you to share with some of the people listening here today, what's maybe a daily habit or a ritual that actually keeps you grounded and keeps you so focused on what is so important to you?
Oh, this is going to be so annoying,
No, it's
but
not. Come on.
I have a bunch of really annoying habits. So if I get up, if I don't want to get up till 9 a.m., I'm not. Like I've got the kids' schedules on track. The kids that drive can drive. Everything is handled. I have got now that I've had my 3rd kid, I got a decent, amazing house nanny and assistant. Like she's manages my life. But whatever I want to do that day, if I'm doing a meeting and it's not this personal, if it's just like, oh, let's look over the numbers and the spreadsheets, I'm definitely going to be playing like Candy Crush on the side. Because if I can't move my hands, I don't know if it's something ADD-ish or whatever, but if I'm not actively doing something with my hands, I have a hard time focusing. So I've
I
done
love
so
that.
many calls, pregnant with James, doing a Lego on a spreadsheet meeting and taking notes.
Yep. And if people that know Sarah at her house, she's got Legos, like amazing Legos on the wall. So I love that you do that.
but I don't know what it is. Like my mental, I have to keep my hands busy, and so my brain can function without going. I'm hungry. Where are my shoes? I don't know. Oh, Lego, Lego. Now I
Yep.
heard that number in the spreadsheet, so it's
I was
annoying.
thinking of you. I was thinking of you last night as my grandson was asking me to put together Legos, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many pieces.
I would be so good at it. I'm coming over.
I'm like, oh man, it just tells you the difference. Cause like I just looked at it and I'm like, oh good Lord, there's so many pieces here. And you look at that as like, this is amazing. Let's do
Oh,
this.
it's a project. I love it. I'm so excited. But the grounding part is I came from nothing. Like I have 9 kids in Michigan where if the power went out, we thought the power company was mad at us because I don't know why they just shut off the power this week or I don't know. My parents didn't put the pressure on us that money was scarce. And my dad had a really high paying job even back in the day, but with 9 kids, there it goes. So whenever I do, whatever I do, um, I don't matter. The people in the room matter. So if my landscaper's here, I want to make sure he doesn't have any questions for me. Our bills are paid on time. I have a request or two. Is he okay to listen to it right now? Like I treat them, everyone is our equal. Everyone. I don't care if you're a valet, if you're a construction worker, or if you're the president. We are all equal in our work ethic. We're all humans doing our best. So like my perspective is I have a nice house. I really love it. I got it at a good market rate, but man, I would live much, much lower means if I had to raise my kids right. And doesn't matter. Your house is pretty. That's cool. But are you okay?
Yep, I love that about you. You truly are a very grounded person, and your kids are that way too. I can see how you've enabled and instilled that into your children, and that speaks volumes for you as a mom, but also as an entrepreneur of what you're teaching your kids. So let's talk about that. Like we talk about, like even with Bill and I, my husband, we've built these businesses or will acquire businesses that we want to pass down to our children. What is it that you want to do as far as in your entrepreneurship of being able to pass that down to any of your kids?
I don't know that I want to pass down like the internet marketing space is amazing and you can help a ton of people really fast and the income is great and then it's temporary. So it's gonna go. So you got to put that money elsewhere. So I put it into real estate, which is not going well, but it will end up I'll still profit. It's I picked the right place and the right time. And if you can hold on to something that's worth, 20 when you bought it and now it's worth 10, you hold on for another 5 years, now it's worth 25. Like there's always the up and down if you can manage it. But for me, I'm like, what can I put into the kids' trust? What can I put into the kids' longer term, either real estate ownership or companies that I give to the bankers that can, I don't know, do stuff with. When I'm done internet marketing, which will be in, I don't know, 20 years maybe, hopefully it'll be enough to help each kid with wherever they are in life, whatever that means. If it's not enough, it's not enough. And they know that I might never be enough, but they got to figure it out on their own too. So if my daughters have $100 in their bank and they want me to pay for gas for them to come home, I will pay for gas to come home, not to go to the boyfriend's, but you'll see the boyfriend when you're here. Like
Right.
there's a Molly cuddling aspect, and then there's a let them struggle a little bit because this could all go away.
Absolutely. So let's talk about maybe money, things like that a little bit. What do you think is the smartest financial decision that you've ever made for your business?
Oh, never stop learning. This is going to sound very bizarre, but if you are at least internet marketing, but even more marketing segments, like my husband does financial capital funding and investment money. There's a whole bunch of entrepreneurs in investment funding that he can join their group and talk to them about how to best do SEO, how to best close a client, how the rates are fluctuating, how to get your client a good deal without putting them under pressure. Like he learns about all this stuff in his industry. In our internet marketing industry, I have joined so many masterminds and bought so many courses. I had courses given to me for free. And then I end up buying that guy lunch in a hotel. And like, I just want to make sure you're happy and comfortable because I got your course and it's changed my life in these little ways. It's like you always want to be learning. And I guess I've been in a lot of masterminds and a lot of consulting groups with you where I put, okay, I have this issue. My desk is on fire and I sell desks. So what do I do? And I asked 9 people the same question. They all give me a different answer, but with all of the experts telling me what to do, there is a common thread, and I take that and run with it, if
That's
that makes sense.
No, absolutely. So, the other thing that a lot of people don't realize is I mean, obviously you have hundreds of employees. You're very big though about your team and culture. That's one thing about you. So whether they're big like you or whether they're small and they're starting out with a small, accounting business or a bookkeeping business, how do you build cultural or culture when you're still small, knowing where you are now? What do you think that you could give some tips on building culture? Because I think that is like one of the most important things about a business. And to me, it's such a huge part of what we do, but I know that you're very big about that.
I am because I can't help it. If we've got a really great year, I'm going to do Christmas bonus is going to be substantial. But I'm not going to put that into the yearly agreement or the yearly expectation because expectation creates disappointment. If you are not providing, if you're taking months off for emotional distress or you've got your mom in the hospital, whatever, I'm going to help manage you through that. We've got a client of mine had a stroke and he said, I can't work for 2 or 3 months, but could you please help not cut my salary? I said, okay, no problem. We can give you that 3 months of pay because you've been so good for this long. And when you're ready, we're going to bring you back. And I do expect the best. Like, so I hold them a tiny bit accountable, but with all the faith in them. Like, I'll give you a weird example. I had a breakup in the past. You know, someone
Yeah.
didn't get along with me for a minute. And I was like, okay, kick them to the curb. Done. Get out of my life. I'm good. I'm fine. But then when they earn their way back, if they talk to me in the right ways, if they've proven their worth, if they're like, I have changed, it's going to go well, like relationship wise, then when they come back and I let them back, there's no keeping tabs. There's 100% back. Total trust, total love. Welcome back. We're together again forever. Like there's no such thing as, um, like the hardest thing in, if you look at anything relationship wise, it can affect your business too, because those are relationships.
Right.
You keep a professional element, but the more you recognize them as human beings with struggles and acknowledge their issues, but help them with a guide, then they'll give you their best. They stay loyal. The hiring and firing is recruiting fees, it's firing fees, it's severance, it's all those things. It could save you so much money to encourage them from the start. Do not criticize, hey, that didn't go well. But we're going to go ahead and what could we have done to get a better outcome? Not what did you do wrong? What could you have done to get from this guy here to this guy here? Isn't there a better way we may have spoken to them? Okay, great. You have ideas. Let's hear about them. And you walk them through the process of self-development. Because if your team is 150 people like mine was, it's not hard to do. You teach your managers to be that way with their lower staff. And there's no one that could take advantage. You're the one with the power. You're the leader. You're the boss. So it's managing them through the whole process and they stay with you for years. It saves you so much money and they're immensely grateful. I've still got the guy that had the stroke doing design for me in the Philippines 9 years later.
So I mean, you've given like 1,000 like mic drops right there for just a second, just on how you manage people, how you're leading people. Is what would you say out of that is the hard, because you talked about letting people go or bringing them back in and you have, open policy of, I forgive you, let's move on. What do you think is the hardest part for you in leading people though?
Um, the hardest part for me is if someone doesn't learn, tries to take advantage, or is like if you say, okay, take a week off, your mom is sick, and then come back in a week, and you didn't offer to pay them that week, even though you were planning on it, like they're like, how dare you? And I'm like, wait a minute, like hold on, let's have a conversation. Like I'm meeting you in the where you're at. It's hardest when you get jaded, when you get a little smacked in the face for you trying to do the right thing, and maybe you've done the wrong thing. But that's the hardest part to me is to forgive myself and not learn from it. I'd like to learn from everything, even though it's a slow process for all of us. But if you look at like How to Win Friends and Influence People, I read that book when I was 12. It
Mhm.
was I've read it several times. I've had all my kids read it. So I'm like, hey, trust me. This guy was robbing someone or holding them hostage with a gun to this old lady's head, and she's talking to him about what he's doing in life. And he's like, this isn't me. I'm a good guy. It's like, so what do you think criticizing someone that is a murderer for Al Capone does to his brain? He just wants to show you that he's a good guy. It's like when you come into a staff member and say, this is a screw up. Like, what are you thinking? They're going to go, wait a minute. I'm a good worker though. Like I did overtime. Like I file these papers. Like, so now you're at a don't criticize. If you can come in encouraging, and then the hardest part is if it doesn't work out, having to let them go. And I do that in a loving way too. I'm like, you're obviously not happy. You're not being successful in your position. You and I have emailed 3 or 4 times and had several calls. Like, you need to figure something else out, for this isn't working for us. I encourage you to go find something better. You've got 2 weeks, and I can tell you're unhappy. Like, it's
Right.
all about them. The less you can say me, the more you can say you is better, even with kids.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as kids. I do the same thing with ours as well. It's I try to let them do self-correction and then let them give them the power to be able to see if they make mistakes, then they learn from those mistakes. And when they make wins, they get rewarded on those wins. And that's really important, is to let them know that their decisions matter, good or bad, either way. But that they're heard and that I do see them. I think that's the other thing too, is being visible, so that they know that you are there for them, and that you are, I always say biggest cheerleader, but I don't know, it just, to me, I always tell people, I'm gonna be your biggest cheerleader. I promise you I will be in your corner, but I need you to be able to do this. And so I think that's, like, for me, that's a big thing, is that I feel that I can empower them to make good or bad decisions, and then they have to live with those. And like you said, and if it's not a fit, then you figure out how, they make that decision to leave because you want it to be about them and it's just not a fit for you and the company. But I love that you do that. It's so great, because a lot of people, it's my way or the highway, and they've just got black and white, and it's just, it's not right in
It's
today's
so much
world.
more expensive, and you were so
It is.
wildly good at that part. I took notes about you one time. We were in this weird meeting, one of the war rooms or something, and I saw you interact with certain members of war room, and myself too. Like, okay, well, here's what we can do. Here's where we're gonna go. Or you could do this. And I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Like, you're very good at saying, okay, this screwed up. Hey, we're gonna make it up to you over here. And there's nothing we can do about that, but we're still gonna make it up to you over here because we're on your side. I was like,
Well, thank you.
yes.
Well, thank you.
I
So,
learned a lot. So we do with
well,
kids too, and we do with people, and that's how do you maintain relationships in your personal life with your best friend if you're working your butt off all the time? You got to manage that too. With your staff, it saves you so much money to care and listen, and they feel heard, and they'll give you, if they're not giving you their best anyway, you're losing money. If they don't feel like you're on their side and you're a team, like, I cannot handle thousands of customers by myself.
right.
So it's like, hey, because of you guys in customer service and dev, I'm grateful because you guys are the reason we all have a business. We all have employment and jobs. I don't put
Yeah.
myself above the chain. That's stupid.
Right. I do the same thing. I work with them. And I think being a mom has allowed me to have that empathy and that ability to hear them, see them, understand, and work alongside them. Even though I may own the company, I'm not going to ask them to do something that I actually wouldn't do myself. That's been my philosophy for years. And so when they see that I'm out there doing something, they're like, then they know, then, it's okay. Like, we're all in this together. And that's just, I've always had a team approach. And regardless if you have one employee or whether you have 120 employees, it doesn't matter. It starts
It's the same.
from one, right? It starts there.
Because I've got in the household stuff, I've got the nanny manager. If she's got a flat tire or something, I don't have to be like, well, you're late. Who's going to get the kids to school? I have a meeting. No, I'm like, oh my word. Do you need me to get you AAA? Like, are you okay? I'll handle the kids. We'll figure it out. I'll push the meetings. It's no big deal. We're in each other's lives. Like,
Right.
it's so give and take. And I think kids are the biggest benefit to having that approach. Cause I'm like, no matter what the kid does, if they spit their milk on the floor, you're like, you want to yell at them, but you're like, that doesn't help them. Be like, what was your plan there? Like, you're gonna lick the floor, or and then they start laughing. You're like, right. Do you think you should have gotten a cup? They're like, yeah. Like, okay, where are the cups? Do you know where they are? Like, it's, it's the stupidest thing, but it's actually really important.
I agree. Well, I really appreciate you coming on here. I want to kind of ask you one or two more final questions for people that are listening, as far as like advice. And a lot of people here probably already have their bookkeeping business. Some of them are wanting to grow and scale it. So for that person, what is advice that you would give them on where they are now and not to give up and to keep that momentum going?
In which industry? Are you talking about accountants and bookkeepers in particular?
It could be any I mean, they could be any business. I mean, specifically, our listeners are probably all bookkeepers, accountants, CPAs, but it could be for anyone that has a business.
Honestly, even that industry is so cool. I did my own bookkeeping, my own tax documents for years because I wanted to learn, and I was in accounting for high school prep and all the homeschool stuff I did. But it was fun because I'm like, if you don't make sure you keep your shit in order, what you're gonna do today, where your receipt, like you have your checklists, and once you're done, you've got the freedom of mind to be like, I did that, I can go here, or I can have the freedom to take the day off. But with accounting, it's so particular that you have to offboard whatever you can financially manage so you can take on more clients for the reviews and more important stuff. So if you're looking at growing any business at all, accounting is just a good practice. Offload to your trusted employees or other people you work with, even if it's a subcontract route. Make sure you offload what you can handle offloading and then do the review. So your days aren't hours of looking at, is that a restaurant? Is it out of state? Like, no, have somebody else do that. And they send you this printout. You can go, no, it's California. And that says Texas out of state. Nah, go back and review that. So if you're micromanaging the little people that do the details for you, then you can take your mind and get more clients, more high-end clients. You're reviewing 3 different accounting services or 3 different accountants that work under you to manage 10 more clients. And if you're not managing those 10 more clients, they're doing more of that work. You don't have to increase your load of 12 clients, 15 clients. You could go into SEO and get more qualified clients. You could go into different mentorship groups or masterminds and find out, what am I struggling with? Am I getting up at 9 a.m.? I can get up at 6 because all my clients are East Coast. I'm missing 20 emails in the morning, but I really like my sleep. Like you can look at the different, like if I ask you a question about my business, I promise you'd have 19 answers for me that I didn't think about. So the more I can say, hey, I'm struggling with this one thing, and you're in a good mastermind group or consulting group or have best friends that understand where you're going or what you're doing, take all of their input. Like, I go to so many people with the same issue and get all their advice because I know what I think I should do. But unless I get 4 or 5 people to tell me that's what I should do, I'm wrong. I'm willing to be wrong. And I will lose money when I'm wrong. So it's profitability.
Okay, so and I know I've been in that position as well. I do the same thing. Like I will go ask, I know the answer, but then I'm like, I need to ask 4 or 5 people. I've asked you many times, like, what should I do here, Sarah? Like that's the power of your community is that you have people that you can bounce off of and not be afraid to ask. And I think the other thing, the myth out there a lot of the times is that entrepreneurs feel like they have to always just show their good side and everything has to be always it's unicorns and rainbows, y'all. It's not. Hello, Sarah and I talk about the real, the bad, the ugly when it's not right. Like I mean you're gonna have pitfalls, you're
Do you
gonna
remember
have
when
face.
Jennifer Lawrence walked up to get her award and she tripped on her dress? I was like, I totally have to hold Ricky's hand in high heels because I can't walk in high heels. I'm gonna
Right.
die and fall on my face. It's
I
gonna
mean,
be
there's just days, right, that you're just like, this sucks. It's not a good business day, or maybe you have bad employee day, or maybe you've lost some clients, and it's not always going to be perfect. But I think the thing is that you just don't give up and you keep on and you realize that it's allowed you this freedom, this flexibility. You've got a beautiful lifestyle, beautiful family that you have because of what you've done. And so that too shall pass. If a bad day will pass, that too will pass in 23 more hours. That's the way I look at it. I'm like, this too will be, I mean, I'll deal with it later. The next day, it'll be 23 hours. It'll be a different day. I don't even have to mess with it. I will figure it out. So I've just never, and you dealt with your husband who passed away, and I've had challenges before, but I've just always said, like, you're gonna have rocks thrown at you, but why not just take those rocks and build a path and walk on them? Why let someone just throw stones at you? Don't allow them to have control.
the worst day you've ever had, like the worst day, and then you'll have another one that's gonna be worse than that.
Right.
It's not
Right.
encouraging. But like, what did you do then? Like the Joel Weldon thing. He's like, well, your husband died. Why didn't you just go to a mental institution or collapse or drink yourself to death? I was like, well, I've kids. He's like, yeah, but I was like, well, but I have to get up. He's like, so you went to work just because? I was like, because I have to. Because who else is going to provide for those kids? It's just me. It's my responsibility. So he goes, "Oh, so you take responsibility?" I was like, "Most days."
Yes, I
Most
do.
most days. Like your worst day you've ever had. There'll be another one coming that's worse. And how do you feel about your worst day now? Not much. We
Right.
handled it. We moved past it. I skinned my knee and I kept learning to ride the bike. I said I didn't want to, but I still can't ride a bike. I'm
I'm
just
and you know what's funny is, I can ride a bike on good days, and there's other days where I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I totally forgot how to ride this bike." But that's okay, you get back on and you just do it. So for all those people out there that are like, maybe they're listening in and maybe they're holding a 9 to 5, a job, and they're just like, I wanna be an entrepreneur. I'm tired of working for somebody else. I'm tired of somebody else telling me when I have to take off or if I'm approved to take off,
definitely.
right? So what would you say to that person that's like, I want to start my own business. I want to be an entrepreneur. What would you, knowing what you know today, what would you tell them?
There's another weird story. I only talk in stories. I don't know why.
Oh no,
Uh,
this is
had
the best.
I had a bad day. I was feeling just really frustrated with a bunch of stuff from my teenage daughters, boyfriends, whatever. They don't live at home, but they're all texting me 90 times a day. I'm like, oh my lord, okay. It was like the worst day. And then Joe Polish texted me. He's like, hey, how you doing? He texts me once in a while. I said, I thought I was doing really well, but I'm having this little immaturity rear its ugly head again. And I just need, hashtag perspective. He goes, I think you should go to jail. I was like, oh, well, what
Well, there's
for?
that.
Do you know something I don't know? He's like, no, I have a volunteer opportunity where Elijah Kai goes to jails, and he's a son of an incarcerated mom, and his wife's a counselor, and they go and you can volunteer. It's Wednesday, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna book a plane. I don't know how else to get life perspective than jail. So I went, and Elijah was so down to earth and so humble. He's like, "What do you think you're gonna get out of this?" I was like, "No, I just came to give back." And he's like, "Bullshit. What do you need to get out of this?" I was like, "Oh, okay. I just wanted some perspective on life, and I guess if this women are incarcerated, how else can I devalue my own life?" So we went in there. He goes, "You need to be open. You need to be transparent. You need to be vulnerable." I was like, "Got it. Yes, I will try really hard to do that." He goes, "We're gonna ask hard questions." Like the question last week was, "What's the biggest secret you're holding and why?" I was like, "Oh, I don't want that one."
Next question.
Can we do an easier one? So we
I
did
took the easy one.
of like, what is the biggest emotion that you chase that you need no matter what, and then what is the biggest emotion that will throw you into the ground and just destroy you that you want to get away from no matter what. And usually they are the opposite because you chase the one that will get you as far away from the uncomfortable as possible. Unless you're a whole human being that can forgive yourself or others. And he said, even if you believe in Jesus and the forgiveness of your righteous as you stand right now, you're undervaluing his sacrifice for you. And I was like, oh shit, okay. That's a bad word, but okay. And it was very telling in his openness about these women. And he goes, the goal is to show them that if they want to be entrepreneurs, even if they have a record, that you and them are not that different. That your struggle out there as a multi millionaire of feeling insecure, feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like your business could fail because you made the wrong choice, all of those is something they should know when they come out of jail so they can have a path to success. Tell them that you are wealthy. I was like, I don't want to do that. He's like, again, be vulnerable. Goes to show them I have a t-shirt printing business I've done from jail. I'd like to carry that on to all my friends outside. So you have a business mind. Okay, great. Let's get you into an accounting class. Let's change your mindset in jail that make you think about other ways to survive once you're out. So anyone that we were trying to encourage, the most incarcerated women in the women's prison in Phoenix were encouraged and tried to tell me how they were going to be entrepreneurs. And I agreed with all of them. You got to start learning, you got to start trying and doing it.
I love that. So regardless of what you're doing, regardless of your past, regardless if you're in a job or whatever, or maybe you're in a position where you're just like, I'm at home with kids and I want to be able to create a business for myself or my family, whatever that is, don't let that fear in your head be what stops you. I think that's what Sarah you're trying to say is like you do it scared, right? Like that's one of my favorite things. It's just you do it, but you do it even if you're scared, you do it. You do it scared, but get it done and make sure that you move forward because there's no better time than to do it now. And I think I look back even on mine in 30 years ago. I'm like, man, I
Yeah.
can't believe what I've overcome in 30 years. And I wish if I went back and told myself how rewarding it'd be now, I would say, Deanna, don't let people get in your head. Just don't. Just do it. If your gut says do something, you just do it. It's such a
Try.
reward for you.
Get up and try. If you want to do that thing, don't let anyone stop you. Don't let
Right.
your own insecurities, it's most of your own insecurities, stop you from growing, getting help, learning, reading, all that stuff. That's what
Yep.
I learned.
Well, Sarah, as always, lots and lots of gold. You've done so much. Thank you so much for being on here today. I know you're a very busy woman, and yet you took time out today to share with us. So I love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us here today.
Thanks, Deanna.
All right. Bye, everyone. We'll see you on the next episode. And you guys go out, drive your business. If you are ready to create your own business, we'll drop a link in so that you can know more about our Stay at Home Bookkeeper Academy. But for now, you guys will see you on the next podcast. Bye bye now.